Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Gloom of Kilforth, a fantasy quest game. And finally it happened, I did some actual bad mistakes. First one is I did a rest action while at the Lonely George here, but as soon as there is an encounter card present, I'm not allowed to do that rest action. So I have to get rid of one of those heart tokens again. The next thing is something that Tristan made me aware of. And this goes back to this Orc Ravager here. I drew this guy as a part of an encounter. And whenever you are about to draw an enemy as an encounter, this enemy gets surprised. Which means he gets one additional die during his very first fight round. If I would have been hidden, then I would have gained this surprise. So I would be allowed to roll one additional die. Unfortunately, I was not. This is something I cannot take back that easily. So please bear with me and accept my apologies. But now I think we are good to go for the next round. So we will theoretically start our next round with 2 action points. But because of this pouring rain here, I lose one of those action points right away. So this is now a very tough decision. I could try to complete this quest here. I could go for this influence roll here. I would roll 3 dice, and again by spending a rumor card or one of those fate tokens, I would theoretically be it could work out that I would roll 3 5s or 6s, and with the additional fate token I could take out her, but it's pretty unlikely, to be honest. So instead of that, I'm really hoping for a new weather card to show up during the next really night phase. So I guess I will spend my one and only action point to move into the Hidden Woods here. Let's draw our next encounter card and hope for something good. And here we have the Unseen Bridge, which is a place in the forest, and I would be able to explore this place by doing either a study or a sneak test. You all know that my sneak value really sucks, but my study value isn't that bad. So I think I will definitely do that during my next turn, really depending on which weather card will show up. Okay, then jump into the night phase, and here we have the Fierce Storm, which is also a night card, but I really doubt that this is much better. As it says, place 1 obstacle at each location for each place it has. When a place enters play, place an obstacle at its location, and the verdant fields fall into gloom as well. Okay, let's play some obstacle tokens, and here we have one with this really crappy, and here we have another place. And one thing we must not forget is that this Farseer will move 1 step ahead towards the weakest hero, it says, right? As you know, I'm both weakest and the strongest hero. Good thing is I start my next turn with now 2 action points, and this is way better. But before I can jump into the Unseen Bridge, I will spend my shovel here. I gain 1 clear AP, and I will use this shovel to get rid of this obstacle token. And now I would be allowed to chase or explore this Unseen Bridge. I would be allowed to roll 3 dice, and I'm hoping for 2 successes. Yes! Awesome! Okay, that was a great success. So again, I can decide if I want to take 1 gold or 1 loot token, and I will keep it consistent and will draw 1 loot token. And here we have another map. Relocate to any Badlands location. Okay, this can come in handy, so we take this map, that's for sure. And now I would be allowed to either take this card as a rumor on my hand, or I would be allowed to draw an title card, and I think this is what I will do again. So let's draw a title, and this is a pretty cool title, as this would increase my sneak value, but I would have to go to the Misty Fans in order to find this title. Practitioners of the dark arts often find themselves on the wrong side of the law, but given their otherworldly negotiations, this is usually the least of their worries. But once more, the location is on the complete other side of the map. So again, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4 movement points. But as I've just drawn this map here, which allows me to go to a Badlands location, this would be a potential idea for one of the next rounds. So this card will be discarded, of course. And I still have one more action, and I think I will use this action to rest, and then with the hopefully 3 action points for the next round, I will be able to complete that quest in the Lonely George there. Let's draw the next night card, and here it says freezing snow, another weather card. Place 1 obstacle at each location for each quest it has. When a quest enters play, place an obstacle at its location. And the Dark Mire will also fall into Gloom. Pretty gloomy Kilforth, that's for sure. And this is no crap. I have to place 1 obstacle token here to the ambassador. 1 goes here. There is another one due to this plot card, and I think that's it. Yes. Once more, the Farseer will move towards my poor hero here, but it really doesn't matter if she moves here or there. The direction or the range should be the same. And so I can come to my next round, and I will start this next round with 3 action points. And I think I have to do that. I will move 1 here to the Lonely George. Then I have to spend an additional action point in order to remove that obstacle. And therefore I would be allowed to draw a loot token, which is definitely not a bad thing. And here, oh, come on, nothing. You must be kidding. But of course, this obstacle token goes away. Now I have still 1 last action point left. And I think with this, I will do the influence test here. I need 4 successes with only 3 dice. So if I would be lucky enough to roll 3 successes, I might be able to fulfill that quest over there. Let's see. Oh, was pretty close, but not enough. So theoretically, I would now put 2 success tokens on this ambassador. If I would have now an additional action point, I could just redo this test, and then those hearts wouldn't go away. But unfortunately, those hearts do not survive the night. So unfortunately, those 2 successes are lost. But I can still try it again during my next day. So let's get rid of those tokens and draw the next card, which says Besieged City. And this says hero must pay 1 gold to move to or from Sprawl City until the end of the next day. I'm not immediately planning to go there, so overall that's definitely not a bad thing, but we still have to turn the barren wastes. Okie dokie, I will start my next turn with 3 action points, and I'm already at the right location. So this is definitely a very cool thing. So I will spend my first action point to roll my 3 influence dice here. So let's see. Okay, that's 1 success. We will definitely put that on the card. Then I will spend an additional action point and roll those 3 dice again. So these are 2 different actions. This is now a 5, also 1 success, and I still need 2 more, so I cannot help it. I have to spend my last action point, and I'm really hoping for at least 1 success here. Whoa, come on. I'm pretty lucky. Of course, I have not managed to fulfill that quest right now, but I still have some of those fate tokens left, so I will definitely spend 1. And this provides the 4th success, and finally I did some actual progress. This time I will definitely keep the 3 bucks that are printed on the card because I desperately need them, and I can still decide if I want to go for a spell card or if I want to keep that card. And I'm really tempted to draw a spell card, so let's do that now. And this says Fog, Old Wood. I can find it, it's a healing spell. I can wail it, so tap it. When a battle round starts, prevent all HP loss you would suffer this round. Wow, what an awesome spell. This is really great. And the old wood is not completely far away up there. So with 1, 2, 3 action points, I would be able to go there. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, that's definitely a very cool card, but let's take those gold coins. So I'm now at 5, and this is exactly what I would need to do a Regal action during my next turn, and then I would be allowed to spend those cards. Cool. Okay, we can get rid of the besieged city now. The weather is still in place. Here we have our new event, and this says Civil War. Civil War breaks out now that Sprawl City has fallen into gloom as well. Was a safe haven before, but the political unrests have also made Sprawl City fall into gloom. What a bummer. Again, I start my next round with 3 action points, and my very first action, I will do a Regal action in order to finish my first chapter of the saga. So the first thing is I have to spend 5 gold tokens. That's the price I have to pay. Now I have to show the cards mountain, plains or end enemy, in this case as I'm playing alone, and it really doesn't matter if those cards come from my hand, so this is my hand, or if there are an asset which I played out before me. It's a bit different on which if I get money or not, but in this case I don't have any assets in front of me, so I will have to pay them from my hand. So start with a mountain, and here I will pay the devil card. This is now discarded, completely gone, but I gain 1 gold back for this card here. So I paid this rumor and this will be discarded, but I solved the very first key point. The next one will be the plains card here, and here I will take the Forlorn House. Again, I would keep unfortunately only 1 gold piece here, but again this thing will also be discarded. And last but not least, I have to show or discard an enemy card, and here we have the Orc Ravager, and also the Orc Ravager gives me 1 gold back. But this concludes my Regal action. I successfully completed the first chapter of my personal saga, which says Take Fortress. If you are to reach the oppressed people in time, you will need to race through the land using a mystical Dweomer. You must first determine the nature of the concealed enemy. After clearing the path, help has finally been sent to you in the form of a peculiar character. And in order to fulfill the chapter 2, I need again an enemy card. I need a stranger. This is pretty cool because there are quite some strangers on the board. And last but not least, I have to get rid of an item card. And the best way to get an item card is to buy one, or to basically defeat an enemy and take an item card instead. Of course, I nearly forgot, that's definitely not all that you gain when you complete a chapter. You also gain 1 additional health point. You would just put it on your character card for now to show that you are now at 5 health points. And you also gain an additional action health point for that one as well. Though you start the next turn directly with 1 more health point and 1 more action point accordingly, which is definitely a very, very cool thing. I could still heal up to 5, but for now that's okay. And I'm still allowed to draw 1 of those skill cards here, and here I think I will go with the Prize Fighter, which I can whale to re-roll each die showing less than 3. This can be definitely helpful, especially for a warrior. I still have 2 more action points, and I'm here at the Lonely George, so I think I will do a search action. So I will draw another encounter from the encounter deck, and here we have a quest. Sell swords. I can do that with an influence or with a study test. And would give me 2 gold. That's actually not too bad. Unfortunately, I only have 1 action point left, but I think that's overall something worth trying. I'm stuck here anyway. So let's roll our 3 influence dice. Again, we're hoping for 3 successes. No, that's no success, but overall, that's definitely not a bad thing. But this concludes my turn. But not so fast, I forgot that the freezing snow is still in place, and each location with a quest will get an obstacle token. So instead of drying, so just imagine I instead remove this obstacle token. It's weak, I know I rolled some dice, but I would have been allowed to roll these dice in the first place, so I just remove this obstacle token again. So let's draw the next night card, and here we have again a weather card. Warm sunshine. When breaking camp ends, each hero gains move action point. That's cool, so we gain 1 additional move point, but the lush jungle will also fall into gloom here. And last but not least, the Farseer will move 1 space towards my direction. And then I will start my next round with 4 action points, which is definitely a very cool thing. But first I will use my map one more time, relocate to any Badlands location. And so I will jump into the Misty Fence up there. That's basically a free action. With my first action, I will remove this obstacle token here, and I will gain 1 loot token, and this time I gain 1 gold. Isn't that nice? So here it is. I might have forgotten to draw 1 or 2 of those loot tokens when removing obstacles, but I really cannot quite remember. Again, my apologies if I forgot that. Then I will spend my second action point to do a discover action, which means I will now put the Dark Arts card, yeah that's right, into play. I am at the Misty Fence, so I will now hold this title here, the Dark Arts, which means I gain a +1 to my sneak value. That's definitely a pretty cool thing. So this is now really an asset card which is in play and stays in play in front of me. That's really important, so I will be allowed to use it, but I can still use this card to complete my saga with it as well. So it really doesn't matter if this comes from your hand or comes from an asset. And with my free action, due to the warm sunshine, I will move into the green meadows. I will draw a card here. Here we have the noble woman, which is a stranger female and has a weakness for weapons basically. And yeah, right now that's a stranger, so I don't have to fight her, but I can fight her, and I could try to influence her. Yeah, but I think I really want that stranger, and it's much simpler for me to fight her. So I think I will really make her my enemy. So I will announce, okay, hey, let's punch you in the face, basically. It's really a lovely gal, so normally I would never ever consider doing that, but in respect to gameplay, I will definitely make her my foe. Maybe I found out she's a bad evil witch reporting to our ancient one, so I think overall I'm just doing this for the team. So again, I will have to roll my 5 dice. She's not a demon, and I'm looking for only 2 successes here. This should be possible somehow. Yes, not a problem. So we have a 6 and a 5, but of course she will also hit me back with her 2 fighting dice. So let's see how well she does. No, that's no success. Awesome fight round. So I gain 2 gold coins, and this time when I basically attack a stranger, I cannot decide whether to go for a plot token, and I can also not decide to draw an ally card instead of her. So in this case I really have to take this card and take the reward what's printed on it accordingly. But that's pretty cool, because I need a stranger anyway for my chapter 2, so this is definitely one requirement I've met. And I really put myself in a bad position there. So I think with my 3rd action point I will just do a rest action, which means I'm now up to 5 health points with it. Not a bad thing. And with my last action point for this day, once more I will do a search action here and will draw another encounter. And here it says quest restore farm. Yeah, that's a simple one. So I could do a study test or a influence test, and then I would be able to gain 1 gold point, and I would be able to draw another spell card, which could be a pretty good thing, but I'm out of action points. So again, we have to draw a night card, and this is the Demonic Rite. Discard a place from play. And it seems the only place in play is this Well of Souls here. Okay, that kind of stinks, but nothing I can do about that. And last but not least, the Lonely George will fall into gloom as well. And of course, I must not forget to move the Farseer 1 step closer to me. Yeah, and I think I will end my playthrough for Gloom of Kilforth here. So I think these were 3 videos. I showed you the saga or the Regal action basically. I showed you some fights. There are still some other cool little mechanics there, some other skills. Each hero plays a little bit differently. So overall, this is really only a sneak peek into a very deep and rich game that Tristan designed here. I really hope you will check out the campaign as soon as it goes live. I will definitely put a link to the description of this video here. Again, you're looking at prototype components, even though the prototype looks pretty amazing. But as I mentioned during my very first video, the other artwork that he's working on is also looking extremely cool. And also the game will come with some more wooden counters here as well. You don't see these thin little things. Originally I think he planned to do that pretty similar. So these counters here basically were printed on cards as well, which I had to cut into pieces. And they do their stuff because they're really these are not paperwork. These are these plastic cards, I believe, so they're pretty sturdy. But he reconsidered after some comments in the forum, said okay, let's do work on some counters, and I think he found a publisher or let's say a manufacturer who would be available to do that. It, let's say, increased the price a little bit, but to be honest, I don't know what the retail price or the campaign price will be for this awesome game. Okay, hope to see you soon in one of my next videos, playthroughs or previews, and yeah, until then, bye bye.